Hi friends, today we're working with chapter 10, lesson 1, and we are going to be working with cubes and prisms. Before we get started, I just want to congratulate all of you for all of your hard work because this is the last chapter in our math book. And so you guys have worked so hard, and I just want to let you know that I am super proud of all your hard work. So thank you very much. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to start off by reading the teacher directions on the very bottom of the page. And this is page 711. So it says, use prisms and cubes. Compare and describe the shapes. Trace one face of each shape. Tell a classmate or your parent or sister or brother, whoever's helping you, which three-dimensional shape belongs to each face you traced. Okay. So first I'm going to draw a cube, okay, and a cube is a three-dimensional shape that has a square in it, okay, but then we just make it look a little bit different by making it what's called three-dimensional. So it's kind of like a cube, right, as you can see. Now a prism is a rectangular shape, and I'm going to try my best to draw the best that I can, and it's also three-dimensional, so it looks like something like that. Okay, so I want you to look at both shapes, and I want you to say what differences you see with a cube and a prism. What are some of the differences that we see in them? Okay, you might want to count the sides, maybe the vertices, and try and talk about what differences or what similarities, what are some things that kind of look the same. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to turn the page, and I would love for you guys to follow along with me on the reading. It says, three-dimensional shapes are solid shapes. Cubes and rectangular prisms have faces and vertices, or vertex. Okay, so this shape right here is a three-dimensional shape, and it's the shape of a cube. If you notice this lighter green, okay, this is called a face. Okay, so if you count all the different faces that we see, there are a total of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different phases. Okay? Again, let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 faces and 8 vertices. Okay? So I'm going to trace that. So we have a cube that has 6 faces and 8 vertices. Now on the other side, we have what's called the rectangular prism. Okay, and listen to the word rectangular. So what shape do you think a rectangular prism is made out of? It is made out of a rectangle. So if you said rectangle, great job. So a rectangular prism has 6 faces and 8 vertices. Okay, 6 faces and 8 vertices. And just to remind you, a vertex is the little corners that we see here. Okay, and it pretty much goes all around. Okay, remember, those are the vertices. Those are the vertex. So I just want you guys to remember. Okay. All right. So on the bottom part, it says identify each shape. So what shape is it? Circle the name, write the number of faces and vertices. So let's look at number 1. Is this a rectangular prism or a cube? This is a rectangular prism, right? So because it's a rectangular prism, we know it is made out of a rectangle but it's just made into a three-dimensional shape, which is why it looks like this. Because remember, a regular rectangle just looks like this, right? But when they make it look like this one right here in this picture, that is already called a three-dimensional shape. 3D. It's a 3D rectangular prism. Three-dimensional. So how many faces does this rectangular prism have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 faces, and we know that it has 8 vertices. Good. Okay, number 2. Number 2, let's look at the picture. Is this a cube or is it a rectangular prism? If you said cube, you are correct. This is a cube. And now by looking at this shape or three-dimensional shape, what can we say that this shape is made out of? What regular shape? Remember, the rectangular prism is made out of a regular rectangle, right? So by looking at this cube, what kind of shape do you think that they use to make it into this three-dimensional shape? Look at it, look at it. Look at it carefully. I'm going to trace this part. What is this shape? Look at that, what I just traced. What kind of shape is that? It's a square. So a cube is made out of squares, right? And by adding more to this square, it is then looked like this, and then it is then considered to be a three-dimensional shape. So number 2, a cube has 6 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 faces and 8 vertices. Okay? All right. And so this is the end of the first lesson. Great job, and I will see you on the next one.